We have prepared so many months preparing for this day. The dress, the vows, the seating of kings. And I want to begin by saying the one thing that all of this beauty is hoping that we will not notice. We have spent a year preparing for a day and almost no time preparing for this too, for the life that actually begins tomorrow morning. And that is not the failure of this family, it is the oldest habit of the human race. That we will pay school fees for 18 years to prepare a child for a career that they may live in for only 5 years. And then we send them with very little or more than rehearsed vows and a borrowed advice into one covenant that we pray will last the rest of their lives. And so we celebrate the day, but life begins the next morning. And that is where the real education starts. And so let me speak first to the two who are standing here today and have gotten married. Today you are given titles. And in a moment, everyone in this room will call you husband and wife. But hear me carefully, because I love you enough to tell you the truth. On your happiest day, a title is given in an instant and a character is built over years. Today you became a groom, and a husband is someone life will spend decades introducing you to. Today you became a bride. A wife is someone you will spend a lifetime discovering, and the wedding is one day and the marriage is every day after it. And the two must never be confused, because this wedding has introduced you to each other. And the marriage is going to introduce you to yourselves. You will meet people living inside you that you have never met before. The impatient one, the frightened one, the one who goes cold when he is tired, and the one who goes silent when she is hurt. Do not be afraid of them. And do not call it a mistake when they appear. Marriage has never been an architect. It does not build your character. It is a mirror, it reveals it. Whatever is generous in you will become visible. Whatever is unhealed in you will become visible too. And the first morning you see it, you will be tempted to believe you married the wrong person. You did not. You simply met the truth. That is not the end of love, it is the first honest day of it. And to the young husband, hear me. You will believe that your highest duty is to provide, and so you will work. And the years will grow long, but your children, they will not remember the money. They will remember whether you were there. A man can build an empire. They can pay for every door to open and still leave his children searching for him in their own memories. Provide. But do not send your presence to the meeting and then you send your absence to the home. You can give them everything and still hand them an empty chair. And to the young wife, love will one day speak a language no one taught you at this altar. The language of patience, of forgiveness, of staying, of choosing again on the morning when the feeling is gone. That is not love dying. That is love growing up. The love that survives the sleepless night and the disappointing morning is deeper than any love that only ever knew a wedding. And when I lift my eyes away from these two people, let me speak to the rest of us, to the mothers and the fathers in this room, to those of us who carry the weight of nations, because Everything I have said to them is a mirror held up to us. We keep asking our children whether they are ready to marry. And life keeps asking whether they are ready to become. And those were never the same questions. And any one of us who has led anything already knows the deeper law that hides underneath this wedding. That every covenant introduces you to a person you have never had to be before. It is true of marriage. It is true of parenthood. It is true of the office each of us was sworn into. You do not rise to your vows. You are exposed by them. And so I say this to my fellow leaders with all the seriousness that the moment deserves. That we measure our lives in parliaments and treaties and the size of what we build. But the most important nation you will ever govern is the one seated at your own dinner table. History is not written first in the capital. It is written in the living room, in the conversations that children overhear before they fall asleep. And every healthy home becomes a school where the next generation learns what love sounds like. Every broken home becomes a school as well, and children always inherit something. If not our wisdom, then our silence. If not our healing, then wounds they were never given permission to question. And that is how brokenness outlives the strong and how quietly walks into the next century wearing our children's faces. And which is why the greatest gift that we can hand the young one is not a magnificent wedding. It is the truth. So let us be the generation brave enough to tell it. To tell them they will feel inadequate. To tell them disappointment is not the opposite of love, but one of its classrooms. To tell them that to stay, to forgive, to keep becoming is not weakness. It is the quiet, unapplauded work that builds a home. And that a home is the smallest and strongest brick a civilization is ever built from. So the two of you go and become, on purpose and together. Prepare the ones who come after you, not for a wedding, but for a life. Because the most important thing you will ever build is not a home that photographs beautifully. It is a home so honest that the children raised inside it will never have to spend their lives recovering from it. Nations are not built by fast governments. They are built by homes. And homes are built by marriages. And marriages are built by two people who, long after the guests have gone home, simply never stop becoming. Thank you and congratulations. Remain thoughtful.